Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about sleep paralysis being a demonic attack. Sleep paralysis is a demonic attack on you. And what kind of dove me into this subject today a little bit is my mini had been going through some things the week prior, and usually when she's like in my space, our team usually do a good job at like making sure that she's covered and different things of that nature, and don't really have to worry about too much of the opposition in the other realm. But they working overtime right now, and they kind of was getting and tweaking with her energy a little bit, and she told me she had 2 bad travels. So for us, we don't say sweet dreams to each other, me and the mini. So I was telling her a while ago how we travel. We call it sleep to kind of downplay it. Society downplays what we actually do when our bodies are recharging, when we're actually gone from these vessels deeper in our spiritual realm. And I was telling her we travel, I call it sweet. I was saying like, you know, sweet dreams to her. She's like, Daddy, it's not dreams, it's travel. So she said, Daddy, it's sweet travels. So that kind of became our little thing that we kind of like stamped in place, right? And I hadn't had any situations where the opposition has been able to approach me or get at me while I am sleeping or in my cocoon phase where I'm traveling outside of this vessel. And it was just put me in a space of like just wanting to retouch base on this, because I did touch base on this previously before. But I realized that my mini is having a couple of these situations now, and I haven't had any in years. It's been years and years. It's probably been like, it's been over 15 years since I've had any of those kinds of travels or situations that happen when they do. And we all understand that when you are in that paralyzed state in between realms, so what happened is our bodies are amazing. These vessels, these avatars are amazing. Your body gives you the right amount of medicine for you to go to sleep at the end of the night or to travel. Whichever word suits you better, I'm going to interchange them just for the viewers, you know. And when you are in between that space of your body's giving you the medicine, you can feel it. Sometimes if you're around enough people, you can tell when their body is feeding them the medicine for them to sleep or to travel. Because usually a lot of people I've been around, I've done it before, I've been around people, and when we get to that state of our body feeding us that medicine, you'll notice that some of us tend to flinch or twitch, you know. And it's not like something that's like super overdrawn or dramatic, but it's usually just like a quick little twitch. I'm not saying that that's exactly when the medicine drops into your body, but we can tell that the exchange is happening in the physical body because we all go through the same motions and gestures. The sleep paralysis is when the demonic entities try to reach you in that in-between space. Your in-between space of realms where the veil is the thinnest would be right when you're trying to cross over from being in this awareness state out here and you are going back deeper into your spiritual space. That middle ground is where they usually tend to try to push through to get you at. And we all know with the sleep paralysis, for the ones that did experience it, because it's really kind of freaky experiencing it. And I used to have them all the time when I was younger, but I also understood as I got older that they was trying to get me to sign over and to convert with them. And I had a situation, I'm gonna get back into breaking it down, but I had a situation to where I was in my travels, and I was like a teenager around this time. It had still been presenting itself, but I was a teenager around this time. And I remember I had made a conscious decision to stand solid with the Creator. And this was before I hit this awareness where I'm at now. And ever since I made that established, they never approached me again in the spiritual realm in that manner. Now, not saying that I didn't have other like weird travels throughout my life where occasionally something happened, because you know what you go through throughout the day will affect your travel in space. So if you have been driving your car all day and you didn't put gas in it, by the time you go to travel, you know, you may have a little mishaps. You may run out of some gas. You know, if you damaged your car before you traveled, then you may have a little interference in your travels while you sleep. You know what I'm saying? So when these entities come to see you, their job is to instill as much fear in you as possible. They instill so much fear, it'll put you in a space to where I know some people was going into sleep deprivation because they didn't want to keep having that same situation happen every time they went to lay down and travel out. Now they got this weird dark entity that's like a witch that's either in the doorway of your room, that's either in the corner of your room, that's at the foot of your bed, or it's right beside you, on the side of your bed right beside you. And for the ones who are super deep in, you know that entity will get right on top of your vessel and you will be basically paralyzed. When they catch us in those in-between phases, if you ever notice, even when you have a good travel or anything, you ever try to wake yourself up and then you find yourself like twitching your body just to kind of like get active back in this realm. So that's usually what we're doing. We're trying to jump back to this vessel and then we're trying to get active back in this realm. These entities, you have to understand, like, if you aren't fighting the way you're supposed to be fighting, they will take over you. That's the whole purpose of it. It's no way in hell that everybody around the world is experiencing sleep paralysis and it's just like it's not supposed to have any kind of meaning to it. We know that a lot of people in Western society are on demon time, willingly and unwillingly. So you got the ones who are aware they're demons, then you got the ones who say they aren't aware that they're demons and they're still doing demonic behaviors. And a lot of people think that it's light, funny, or they don't want to put as much emphasis on it because they don't feel like they're an evil intentioned person. But the harsh truth of reality is, when those entities come see you, it has to put you in an evil space. It embedded you with so much fear that you said, fuck that light. I don't want to go nowhere near that light. I just want to survive. I want to keep this entity away from me. You have to stand your ground spiritually and physically. Your walk of life, the way you process and think and travel inside of here and in here. We are all experiencing this and have experienced this because, yes, the Creator runs, the overall construct of this realm. But the way Western society is set up all over the world, their deities are in charge. So with their deities in charge, you got to understand, they're working us from our foods, from our air, water, every space you can possibly fathom. They working on. Freddy Krueger was another form of a demonic entity in the spiritual realm. All of these things are to instill more fear, to get us to crash out, sabotage, or to side with them. Why you think the villains and the superheroes in all these weird movies, the bad team, always try to get the good guys to ride or side with them before they figure out they got to destroy them? You don't lose all your powers and abilities when you ride with the demons. But you have to pay higher consequences when it's time for you to move on to your next journey. You do not lose your powers and abilities when you side with the demonic team. Some things are just equipped with these vessels. So you got to understand, when you at that place of being in a sleep paralysis where these entities are coming to see you, you are like, some are here, some are here. But you are in a space to where you haven't sided all the way with the demons. So now they have to work overtime to get you to either bow down or to ride with them. And I know a lot of the other doctors is going to prescribe some kind of weird, like, chemicals that they cooked up in the lab. Every time I see pills, I just think of Dexter's Laboratory or like these weird mad scientists, which everybody okay with. Like, people say doctors and they be like, oh, they start falling into these all spaces. In my mind, when I hear doctors, I think of disgusting demonic demons. Like, even if that doctor didn't make the medicine in the lab himself, he's still serving the crack to you. He's still prescribing the drugs to you. He's still providing a substance for you to physically hurt and harm and break yourself down. I never understand that concept where it's like, clearly we cannot grow these white pills or brown pills or blue pills or whatever color pill it is that they wanted to change the color to. What we can do is make sure that we're more aware and that we understand, okay, these beings have our worst interests at heart. And because you get into a scared panic state, you run to the worst demonic being that you possibly can fathom. We all know the drugstores are ran by who? Exactly. I don't even have to say it. Who are the drug dealers for the drugstores? Because I can't prescribe you that. I cannot. I don't like using the word can't. I cannot prescribe you that. I'm a regular being. So who are the people that you have to go to get your prescriptions? You got to go to your drug dealer. And you really think your drug dealer got your best interest at heart? Or do he just want to get that bag so he can keep going to do what he got to do? They want to numb you to... They have to numb you because our feelings is what connects us to... It connects the two realms together. It connects the physical and it connects the spiritual realm together. It helps you navigate your internal space, your thoughts. Our feelings are used like a blind person to feel our way around. We all know that feelings are not facts, but feelings are still a huge part of the recipe that helps you navigate out here in society. And what happens is a lot of feelings aren't facts to a degree because it's a demonic system in charge. So a lot of people are more selfish. People who aren't selfish, who do got a lot more empathy and sympathy, their feelings seem to go hand in hand. They align with the creator. So usually their feelings are correct. It's that simple. If your feelings, if you are aligned with the creator, your feelings are going to be damn near almost factual. Because your intentions are with the creator and you don't have ill intentions. So it's always to either brighten up, lighten up the situation, put more information out there, try not to cause as much damage and harm to the ones around you. It's usually something in place. Sleep paralysis is one of them things to where you'll find out how strong you are each time you have that situation. Because some of us start with the witch near the doorway and then, a couple years later, now it's on your chest. Once you get to them breaks where you don't even deal with those entities no more in the spiritual world, they already know where you sided at. So it's no more of trying to jig around and trick you and instill fear to pull you in. Now they know that, all right, when I go to his house, I got to make sure I got my gun, I got a rocket launcher, I got a tank, I got a helicopter that shoot missiles out. They make sure they come fully prepared and strapped because they already know how the creator is. So if you ride with the creator, they already know, oh shit, this motherfucker ain't got no fear over there. You know, and when I say no fear, I mean it's at the smallest percentage. It's always a little bit of fear attached to everything. So when I say no fear, and you looking at fear on a 100% scale, minus your fear under 5%. If you got your fear levels under 5 to 10% out of 100%, you doing great. Peace, love, and light. You know what I mean? Like, you are doing fucking awesome and amazing because it's being pushed everywhere. But understand that sleep paralysis is those deities coming to you to put you in another space, another realm, to get you to ride with the other team. Once you accomplish your mission, once you show that you're a solid being, you're going to stand no matter what obstacles are in front of you. You're not going to have that situation being proposed to you anymore. Before I even broke 20, I never had to deal with them again. I never had to deal with them again. Now I can say this proudly now because they don't pull up anymore. I have to deal with them in other means and other manners because coming to me that way isn't potent enough. You know, it's like giving somebody not enough medicine for them to do whatever they got to do. Or somebody's being really thirsty, you know, they're really dehydrated. You want to hydrate them, but instead of giving them the whole bottle of water, you give them this much water. Just be mindful and be aware, like, we are fighting a battle out here. A lot of people ain't talking about it because they're so headstrong on, oh, the dating culture, the dating culture, the dating culture. Fuck dating. Fuck dating. Fuck dating. Yeah, I said it. I don't want to fucking date. I don't want to go out here and be doing all this weird shit and courting people, and we not even set up in that structure anymore. I take care of me and mine, and I do for the ones around me. But as in this thing that's all over social media that they're pushing, it's keeping us away from the real information. It's making people put those basic relationship concepts in front of what's actually going on. Because you could have been sleeping fine, traveling fine, but now you got one of these demonic women with you, and now your travels is all scrambled and all fucked up. Because I had that happen before. And what I had to do with my BM or my other person, sometimes I would go sleep on the couch. And it still would be a little rough because I'm in the space, but me being in the couch is a difference than me being sharing the same bed with them. You know, just a lot of different things, because it goes from them tweaking with that to creating sleep deprivation, because now every time you move, they move. You know, you snore, they snore. You breathe, they breathe. You blink, they blink. You put one foot on the ground, now all of a sudden they want to wake up and get the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, when you around some of these demons, it feel like these motherfuckers don't even sleep. They do not even sleep. Even though I seen some of them sleep before, it should just be... I seen them close their eyes. I take that back. I cannot say I seen them sleep, because in order for me to do that, I have to be in their vessel, because even a snore, it could be a fake snore. So I don't know. But for the most part, the ones that I've dealt with, it's hardly any sleep going on. They are up all nights and hours. Even if they tell you they go into bed, they still lingering. That's demon time. So they get the most information around those hours. For us, we get it universal. We'll get it during the daytime. We'll get it at nighttime. You know what I mean? It flows through us because we're given more access. We didn't cut off the creator, the creation. You know what I mean? But just be mindful of these things. You know, you got a tough battle ahead of you when you still are actually in that sleep paralysis state, and when you have that going on. So that means that when you are in that space, for what I would do, depending on what religion you are, my eye watering. What I would do is, if you believe in some of these books, whatever culture you are, pick your book up and read it. You know, figure out what scriptures and quotes work best for you. You know what I mean? Like, change up your nightly routine. Try not to eat around a certain time. Practice fasting a few hours before you actually crash, so that way you don't have as many foreign entities in your vessel to kind of help assist these other entities get to you. You know what I mean? So it's methods that you could take to kind of break it down and to remove them from being able to access you so easily. You know, but I ain't want to run it up too long. You know what I mean? Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.